We'll find it any minute.
Halt! This is the Valley of Vibes. We Vibe Masters challenge travelers to identify the moods of our stories. Succeed and be richly rewarded with a fragment of the crystal quill. Fail and face eternal banishment. Do you accept this challenge?
The first narrator's letter mentioned this challenge. I'm nervous, but we need that piece of the crystal quill. They said we'd have to identify the mood of their stories. You've probably heard that word before. Pause a moment and write what mood means to you in your PDF. Mia, what do you think? Yes, mood can mean our emotions, but I think mood means something different when we're analyzing stories. To tackle the challenge of the Vibe Masters, we'll need to learn what mood means in the context of narrative writing. We'll also identify the mood of their stories and analyze what details create that mood. If we succeed, we'll get the artifact. All right, Vibe Master, we're ready.
So be it. Enter and beware.
We know that mood can mean people's emotions, but what does it mean in writing? In the context of narrative writing, mood means the emotional atmosphere an author creates for the reader. What kinds of details do you think create mood in writing? Pause and brainstorm your ideas in your PDF. Resume when you're ready. Well, we've learned about some tools authors use to craft stories. Characters, settings, conflict, and the specific words they choose. So be on the lookout for these elements while we analyze these texts. Let's go! Look, Mia! Oh, it is the Vibe Master of this domain.
Are you prepared to face my vibe check?
It's our first challenge. We need to listen to this narrative and identify its mood. Okay, Vibe Master, let's hear it.
Very well. Caroline and Mia plodded in the gloomy valley under an overcast sky. Their glum faces looked down at the ground as they walked. Rain threatened to drip from the clouds like tears, as if weeping at the hopelessness of the pair's seemingly impossible quest to pass the vibe check and retrieve the artifact.
Let's take a look and see what's creating this mood. Grab your PDF and follow along as we underline or highlight specific word choices that create the mood. I noticed the way the protagonists, Mia and I, are characterized. It says we plodded and our glum faces looked down at the ground. The setting also has details that seem to create mood. It's gloomy, overcast, and the clouds might rain like tears. Then it describes the hopelessness of our conflict as a seemingly impossible quest. That's a bummer. Based on this evidence, what do you think is the mood of this passage? I think this scene has a sad mood.
Sad is a simple term. We prefer precise analysis.
That makes sense. There are different types of sadness, so we'll choose our words carefully to describe this specific type of sadness. Well, this mood isn't tragic. That's too intense, like grief. This mood is milder. How about melancholy? That means sad, but a mild, thoughtful sadness.
The mood is melancholy. You may now enter the second domain.
We got it! Bye, Vibe Master! Clear skies, sparkling streams. My mood's lifting already.
Come on in, explorers! Ready for my vibe check challenge? Identify the mood or face eternal banishment from this land.
I've never heard anyone threaten banishment in such a happy voice. Okay, we're ready.
The adventurous duo strode ahead with a spring in their steps. Laughter danced between them, as vibrant as the emerald grass of the lush landscape. Warm sun glinted in their eyes as they considered the challenge ahead of them with relish. Having passed the first vibe check, this next success was within their grasp.
It is within our grasp. Pause here and use your PDF to underline or highlight any details that create the mood of this text. Remember to check for these specific details and words used in describing characterization, setting, and conflict. Let's compare notes. For characterization, it calls us adventurous and says we strode, which is energetic compared to the last narrative where we plodded. It also mentions that our laughter danced. Those word choices emphasize joy, and it says we thought about our challenge with relish, like we're excited. The setting has emerald grass and is lush with warm sun. Bright colors and warmth often convey happiness. Last time the text said our conflict was seemingly impossible. Now it's within our grasp. That's much more optimistic. What do you think the mood of this scene is? Happy, for sure, but the Vibe Master won't like such an imprecise answer. What are synonyms for happy that are specific to this mood? How about exuberant? That's energetic happiness that fits with the words like strode and danced. Oh, great point, Mia. We can also say triumphant because this mood is the happiness from overcoming something. The mood is exuberant and triumphant.
Totally! I feel those vibes. Exuberant and triumphant it is. On your way to the final domain, friends.
You again? You were at the entrance to the valley. Okay, tell us your story, Vibe Master.
Very well. With uncertainty in their eyes, but determination in their march, the pair approached the icy pass where shadows lurked in jagged rocks. The biting cold gnawed at their resolve, while the wind howled a distant warning. Each cautious step they took echoed the threat of their treacherous path ahead. Their fate hung on their next words, which would bring either victory or crushing defeat.
Okay, this is our final test. If we get this right, we'll earn that artifact. Pause here to tackle this text on your own. Underline or highlight any details that seem to create the mood. Resume when you're ready and we'll continue. Ready? Let's see. It characterizes us with uncertainty, but also determination, kind of like how we march, but are also cautious. The setting has some very vivid words used to describe it. It's icy and full of shadows that lurked. That's a pretty negative word. And the biting cold gnawed and wind howled a distant warning. It's almost like the setting itself is attacking us. Then we get the words threat and treacherous. Yikes! How does this passage describe the conflict we are facing? Either glorious victory or crushing defeat. What do you think the mood of this scene is? Pause and write your ideas in your PDF. Remember, there's not just one right answer. What did you write? I thought of scary, but that's imprecise. We need a word that means the kind of scary where it feels like something bad might happen. Oh, I know! Foreboding. The mood is foreboding.
Foreboding is correct. You have passed your final vibe check. Depart this valley with the artifact you seek, and Our congratulations on your mastery of the written mood.
We did it! Let's get going! It's amazing seeing all of our new skills coming together. Over the next few days, you'll keep feeling out the vibe in your PDF to learn about mood. After overcoming those obstacles, come find us on our next expedition. Until then, remember, every story is a new horizon. See you next time.
Hey!